Hello everyone, welcome to my second YouTube video. Today's video will be all about autumn and winter planting and sowing. I'm going to show you lots of different seed varieties that you can buy, what you can sow right now and what you can also plant right now. So don't worry if you've missed the sowing period for some of these, you should be able to find them in garden centres. So apart from that, let's get on with the video. I also just want to say a big thank you to everyone who commented and messaged me on Instagram about my first YouTube video. It wasn't the best, but just something to get everything started. It was quite chatty, whereas this one is more of a show and tell kind of video. So yeah, this is what's in my greenhouse at the moment. So first of all, we have some chard. This is rainbow chard, I believe, and I've just sown a few seeds per cell. I think I did these last week, so they've already started to germinate really well, and they were on the second shelf, so just moving up to the top one. Then we've got some spring cabbage. This is a little bit behind. I have already planted some cabbage, but this is like kind of a second sowing for one of the other beds. Then we've got some winter lettuce back there as well. Then on the second shelf we've got some delphiniums, so they're flowers. Come back to another video for that one. And then on this tray, so I'm just tripping over boxes as I'm moving round, we've got some all year round lettuce, which has germinated really nicely. Just going to wait for that to get its second set of leaves before planting out. Then we've got some kale, and we've also got some more spring onions. Just see one of them there start to pop up. Okay, so in terms of things that you can sow now, we've got pak choi, we've got cauliflower all year round, we've got perpetual spinach, all year round lettuce, we have kale, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's Nero di Toscana maybe. We've got spring onions, white Lisbon. Then we've got Swiss chard, any sort of Swiss chard, but this is the red variety. And we've also got Chinese kale. So there's plenty of things that you can sow now. Try and ignore what it says on the seed packet, because that is only a guideline and it will depend on where you are in the UK or in the world. So for the UK, obviously if you're in the northern part of Scotland, you might struggle sowing some of these seeds now because it will be a lot colder. However, if you're down south, you can probably sow these all throughout September and the start of October. So where it gets confusing with these seeds, because all of these are hardy, like frost hardy, so they won't need any protection. So you might be thinking, why can't I sow them in December or January? And that is because they need warm temperatures to germinate. So just like all of the autumn flowers, like I spoke about last time, they're all fine. They're fine down to like minus 20 degrees, but they need the warm temperatures to germinate and establish that. But so far, lots of these seem to have germinated well in my raised beds, so I'm going to show you them now. And just quickly, it's worth mentioning why I sow a lot of my seeds in trays first rather than direct. So I have sown things like chard direct in the beds, and they seem to be doing okay, but I also do a little backup tray just because the slugs around this time of year, it's like a really wet time of year but also warm, which is like just ideal for them. So that's why I've sown some cabbage, lettuce, chard as backups in case they get eaten. So you can sow direct, you don't have to sow inside under cover, but it's just, if you struggle with slugs, this is a good idea to combat them. So this is the bed that I've just sorted out. I've added lots of lovely crumbly compost to this one, and I'm going to sow in here some pure spinach and some lovely chard as well, which I mentioned earlier, and then I'm also going to plant out the Chinese kale and the spring onions today. So I'm going to do these in rows and then fill in any gaps with the chard and spinach. I like to have my beds quite packed full rather than letting them reach their maturest, biggest size. So I'm packing them quite closely together. I've left around 15 centimetres between each plant. So this is the lovely big bag of organic mulch that I've been sent from Eco Solutions. It's a big 1 ton bag, and I'll be placing this around all of my plants to keep in moisture and nutrients, because we do get a lot of rain in the UK in the autumn and winter, so it's a good idea to mulch your plants. Some other jobs that I've been doing today are cleaning the big greenhouse out, which did house all of my tomatoes, but they've all gone now. It just needs a really good rinse out because there's so many flies in here. There were so many tomatoes that had just dropped off and that were rotting and got blight, and it was just a complete mess. So I've picked them all. They'd all pretty much turned red anyway, and they're all in the fridge now in a big box. No idea what to do with them, but maybe I'll make like a tomato sauce or something. And yeah, cleared all that out. That took most of today, and I've also had a good tidy up and a good clear out of the beds. There were so many weeds in between them all, so I've pulled all of those out. And yeah, that is my gardening done for today, I think. So thank you all for watching this video. The next videos will be sowing autumn flowers. I think I'm going to start with calendulas, cornflowers and delphiniums. So I did put a little poll on Instagram and everyone said they wanted to see this video first, but don't worry, the other ones will be coming. Thank you.